Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, December 2nd, 2021, and we are here for a work session. And as always, we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Um, Frank, can you take the lead?
Certainly. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Frank. For those who celebrate, I want to wish you and the entire town board want to wish you a very happy and joyous Hanukkah. And throughout the holiday season, as many of us gather with friends and family indoors, and as we are still in the midst of a pandemic, and now through the flu season, we are asking all our residents to to be vigilant and take precautions concerning COVID-19. I know here at Town Hall, we have a few people who are sick with COVID, and it's important that we try to get a handle on it. If you're not vaccinated, and if it's your choice, I don't believe in vaccine mandates. However, if it's possible, vaccines are assisting with controlling the spread. And today I'm going to ask our planner, Jeff Murphy, to come forward to discuss a possible change to Chapter 301 to follow, to allow the use of banners in Riverhead. And Jeff, can you please come forward?
Yep,
Here
absolutely.
you are. Thank you, and good morning.
This is as bored as I want to be.
You okay?
Before I begin about the banners, I just want to give the board just a brief and the public a brief update on the comprehensive plan. We are in the midst of the 5 subcommittee meetings. On Monday, we had the transportation subcommittee. On Tuesday night, we had the environmental sustainability subcommittee. Last night, we had Route 58 downtown economic development subcommittee. All of them went off very, very well. They were well attended, got a lot of good positive feedback, some really good suggestions. On Monday night, it's going to be on housing and services. That's going to be held at the Senior Center on Shade Tree Lane. And then on December 13th, we're going to be back in this boardroom to talk about agricultural and farmland preservation. So they're held live, 6 p.m. in this room, or virtually. So take a look at the Comprehensive Plan website for more information. The PowerPoints are already posted online, and once they're completed, the minutes and recordings of the meetings will also be posted online.
Yes, and I heard very good feedback. I spoke to Councilman Hubbard, and he said it went fabulous last night. So we're moving forward, and it's good to see that. Thank you.
And then we're going to take a well-deserved break from the public meetings, and so we can get start assimilating all the good comments that we've received so far. So we won't be back to the public until probably February of next year.
Yep, and it's an open process, and we encourage the public to participate.
Yep.
And if you can't make it, everything's available on Zoom and on our website.
Correct.
That's great. Thank you.
All right, so the purpose of today's meeting, Peconic Bay Medical Center has applied for a sign permit for banners on their building, and they've had banners over the years, but our code does not allow banners. So it was time that we actually addressed the issue head on, and we have prepared a draft code that will allow the banners on the hospital building and in very, very limited other locations, because the last thing we want to see is a plethora of banners up and down Route 58. So these are public service announcements. They're not advertising the hospital. They're just general information. And we have a definition. It's weird that we do not allow banners in the town, but we actually have a definition for banners in the town. So we're following the same definition that's already in the code that says any sign of lightweight fabric or similar material that is permanently mounted to a pole or a building by permanent frame at one or more edges, national flags, state or municipal flags, or official flags of any institution or business shall not be considered banners. So the second thing we need to look at is where should they be allowed. We are only going to allow them by the draft code in the hospital zoning district, which is Peconic Bay Medical Center, and also the shopping center zoning use district. They're only going to be allowed for healthcare providers with an integrated healthcare network, a not-for-profit healthcare provider, and individual physicians or dentists not affiliated with the healthcare network. That will not be permitted, because we don't want every single doctor in the town to start putting banners up.
Jeff, are they by permit only?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. as a condition, banners will only be allowed at one hospital or healthcare provider building in the town. We don't want them on multiple buildings throughout the town. On Route 58, we're trying to limit the banners and limit signage on Route 58. This is by far the largest, one of the largest buildings in the town, the hospital building. So I think it works very well. This is just a screenshot off of Google Maps Street View. This is, I think we're used to seeing them, and I don't think it's out of character. They're permanent. They look like they're permanent signs, but they rotate them out so that as new information becomes available, they switch them out. So every time they would come in for a permit, they'd only be good for 3 months. They would have to get a new permit, take these down, and replace them.
Jeff, do we have, Debbie, can you make copies of that for us?
Yeah, and it's just what's available on Google Earth, and I was gonna make copies, but it is a public domain. You can go on Street View, or you can go to the hospital today and see them.
Jeff, can you back up? What did you mean by only allowed at one hospital? What did that mean?
The Conneaut Bay Medical Center actually has a satellite facility over at the new Walmart building.
So are you saying one entity can only put them on one of their buildings?
That is correct.
But other doctors' offices and such?
Would not be allowed to have, individual doctor's office would be prohibited.
Okay, that's your point about we didn't want them all over town?
That's correct.
Okay,
Yeah. And the hospital is a very big building, so obviously, we don't want large banners on them. And so I measured the banners off of what the wall size is, and that each of those banners represents 3% of the wall size. So they have 2 on facing Route 58, that's 6%. So that would be the most they would be allowed to have. They also have, they're a corner lot on Roanoke, and if they wanted a banner on that wall, they would allow 3% of that wall space.
Jeff, you said the permit was gonna last for 3 months, but on here it says that
Annually.
the annual fee is $300.
Because what happens is at the end of 3 months, if they want to keep them up again, the $300 would cover the entire
Oh,
year.
okay, so they have to reapply after 3 months?
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
Yep. Because the last thing we want is to have them up there for over a year, 2 years, they start getting tattered, worn out.
Yep.
Oh, this is Jeff's, right?
and I don't think they would
Just put
want
it online,
that.
but that's for you.
Yeah.
I can't see the hospital leaving them, letting them be
No.
tattered.
We don't want any phone numbers or emails or websites, because we don't want people driving, looking to, try to write down things. No advertising, only public service announcements, no illumination, and no tree clearing, because the last thing we want people to do is, I can't see the banner, we're gonna cut down the tree so people can see the banner. We don't want that to happen. So we're trying to keep the impact as minimal as possible, but to allow them in limited circumstances.
Well, Jeff, thank you. You did a great job.
So,
When
and a
this
copy
came
has been
about,
provided to the hospital.
yes, and we always support our hospital.
I think it's great, and it's really amazing how the Conneaut Bay Medical Center has grown in the last few years. Makes me really proud.
And they've got big plans that we're going to be working with them on, and it's going to be phenomenal.
Just say,
Come on up, Andy.
Okay.
want Amy to come up also.
Andy,
Good morning. You want to come up to the,
There's mics on the table.
you can have a seat.
Morning, Amy.
First and foremost, I wanted to introduce formally Amy Loeb, who is the executive director now of Conneaut Bay Medical. I know she knows pretty much all of
You got to raise your voice. They're not hearing you.
You sit talking to that little.
I'll talk into the microphone.
That's
There you
better.
go, better, thank you.
I wanted to introduce Amy Loeb to all of you, who I think you all know anyway. Amy is now the executive director of Conneaut Bay Medical Center, and really has been the on-the-ground guiding force of the hospital all throughout the COVID period, and deserves a tremendous amount of credit for her efforts. My comment is that in the 21 years I was at the hospital, these banners were always up. And it is our attempt, as part of both our mission and actually our accreditation standards, to inform the community of programs and needs and services that the community should be aware of. Oftentimes, people are not aware of the new programs that we've introduced as we've grown, and it's a way to communicate to the public. That's really all I wanted to say, and I wanted to thank the town board and Jeff in particular for helping us address this.
Andy, I think Jeff did a really thorough job of
He did.
explaining it as far as codifying it for the town's perspective, but does it meet all of your needs as you see it?
It does.
And,
Yes.
I'm sorry, Amy, too.
That's okay. Yeah,
Good.
it does. You know, it's surprising to me how often we hear from the community, we didn't know you did that. And so it's our responsibility to make sure that the community knows what it is that we can do to help.
It's almost like a public service announcement.
It's
exactly
exactly what it
Yeah,
is.
so, and, Mr. Mitchell, I thank you for all your service.
Thank
It
you.
was great working with you. You were a true trooper. I've spoken to all your employees throughout the last couple of years. They believed in you, and I've met with Amy on numerous occasions, and we work very well. And just know that as far as code allows and we are permitted, you have our full support.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So if I'm hearing from the board, I'll put this in resolution format, and we'll schedule for a public hearing.
Great.
Yes.
And I do want to thank you guys and the whole staff for getting us through such a rough time, and hope and pray that, you know, with this new variant,
Yes.
that things go well. And Annie, how come you look so tan and relaxed?
He does, doesn't he?
I've never heard of Andy looking or being relaxed.
Relaxed, I
No.
know, right?
He's
Right?
I think he looks
I'm
at
getting
it.
better at it. It took time.
He is getting better
Yeah.
at it. Thank you all. And-
Thank
and-
you.
And the community support throughout has been tremendous. So,
And
really,
reach out to us.
thank you.
Happy
Thank
healthy
you.
holidays,
Thanks, guys.
Paul.
Likewise. All right, thank you, Jeff, on that end. And we're going to move on to the next discussion item concerning matters surrounding 38 East Main Street, site plan and special use permit. And Jeff, can you please take the lead again?
Absolutely.
And who do we have here with us today?
We have Victor Przanowski and
Yes.
August Muff. He is the project architect.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning.
This is, we're representing Robert Castaldi. He's the owner of the property.
And I've given each of you a packet. One is the staff report. I've given you building elevations of what the building will look like. I gave you an 8.5 by 11 site plan because the plans are very, very large. These have been, August did. Yeah. Can't put the microphone.
Sorry. Yeah, we want.
Will that sit on the easel? I'll bring the easel over.
He doesn't have a board.
We don't have a board, but we,
I'll
you have
hold
to
them up.
hand it.
I'll
Then we
hold
can
them up.
hold them up and pass them around, right.
So you have an 8.5 by 11 of the site plan, the staff report, and then I've also prepared a draft resolution for your consideration, and I'll talk about that at the end of my presentation.
Wait,
You all set? Staff report first.
yeah,
Resolution.
I know, but I don't have.
Oh, you don't have the color, you don't have the elevations? Okay. I don't know why you didn't. Here, you go.
You don't have the staff report.
There's a packet up here.
Oh, there's a,
I can.
that has everything.
I don't think they have everything. It's okay.
All set?
It's going to be in the staff report anyway, so I don't need the pretty pictures.
And the press has this as well.
Okay, great.
All right, this is a site plan application. It's in the urban renewal area, so it goes before you, the town board, and not the planning board. This is an application for a two-story wood frame restaurant. It's located on a very, very small property. It's 0.06 acres site. It's known as the Little Green Building because that's what's on the property, and it's been on the property forever, is a little green building. If you know where the Turkish restaurant is?
Yes.
There's the driveway, and then there's the little green building, and that's the property. So that's the best way I can just describe where it is.
On the east side, right, of the Turkish place?
West side.
I meant west side, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's actually McDermott Avenue that's in front of it.
Yeah, I actually went and looked down there because there were some bad potholes down.
Oh, and that was not, the restaurant or is not responsible for that?
No,
Okay. There's a question whether or not the building exceeds the 80% lot coverage in the code. If it does, then they would have to apply also for a special permit. The applicant was actually looking at that as we walked in, and there's some question, if they do exceed it, they will need a special permit. If they don't, then the special permit will not be required. Basically, it's almost a lot line to lot line building, with the exception of the front yard setback. The property, just for the record, is located at 600-129-4, lot 10.1, and it's in the DC1 zoning use district. The property has a long history. We have records that go back to 1985, that it was formerly used as an office and retail use. At one point in 2005, it did receive approval for a restaurant called the Peconic Riverfront Restaurant, but it never was built. What's around it, to the north is the DeFreeze pump station, owned by the town. To the west is a single-family house, and to the east, there's a driveway, but then right next to the driveway is the Turkaz Turkish Grill restaurant. This is a type 1 action pursuant to SECRA. As such, referrals to involved agencies is required. We do have a resolution for you that's in your packet that would classify it as a type 1 action and then authorizes staff to send it out to all involved agencies. Staff did look at the site plans that were submitted, and we had the following issues identified. Just immediately adjacent to the east of the building, it's a driveway that is not owned by this applicant. It's owned by Clifford Sanders. I believe he owns the Rendezvous Restaurant. To the north of that, as I said, is the DeFreeze pump station. So the use of this driveway raises some interesting questions. The applicant needs to provide proof to the town that they have legal right to use the driveway.
You
Sec-
mean, we have to provide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Number two, the driveway is narrow, but it does meet fire code, with the exception at the end. It does make a jog in the driveway, and the applicant is proposing to, and if you take a look at the staff report on figure 3, I show orange lines where that proposed driveway apron would be located, and that is town-owned property. And there's a large tree there, and there's a sidewalk, and then there's brick pavers. All of that would be removed. The tree would be cut down, the sidewalk would be removed, and the brick pavers would be removed, and that would become part of the driveway apron. So the question for you, town board, are you okay with that? So it would require your approval.
We'd have to get an easement from the town of Riverhead. Parking district, is that parking district property, or is it?
It is parking district property.
Okay, so we have to get it from the parking district.
The other issue with the driveway, I've already spoken with the chief fire marshal. This will more than likely, this driveway will be classified as a fire access road as defined by the 2020 NFPA fire code. So it goes to the question, does the applicant have the permission from that property owner to make whatever improvements that the fire marshal is going to require, including weight limit of the driveway, access width, that sort of thing. So,
We'd have to get that from Saunders.
yeah. And then, once the building is constructed, the proposed garbage access would also be from this driveway. So all those things need to be flushed out between the applicant and the property or the owner of the driveway. Public water availability, that is an issue. The property is only served by 3/4 inch water service. That would be okay for a single-family house, but it's obviously not enough for a full restaurant that will require a sprinkler system. Construction is an issue. They are proposing helical pilings, but they do have properties immediately around it, including the DeFreeze pump station, a single-family house to the west. So obviously noise and dust and that sort of thing, and impact, vibration. We just want to make sure that nobody's going to be adversely affected during the construction process. Applicant has submitted a construction phasing plan, but it needs to be clarified. There's going to be obviously a need for a staging area for construction materials, and where will the construction employees, the construction workers park? There is, like I said, an owner of a single-family house to the west. This building is being constructed right on the property line, so I'm not sure how they're going to construct that wall along that property line without needing some sort of approval from the adjacent property owner to access their property to build this building. So the applicant, August.
I know who the property owner is.
So-
Very familiar with.
We want to make sure that they're fully aware and are okay with how this building will be constructed.
Sure.
Parking, as you know, parking is always an issue in the downtown area. As our restaurant would propose 83 seats, this would require 28 parking spaces pursuant to our code, but because it's located in the down parking district, they're not required to provide parking, but again, they're going to have impact on the parking district. The second issue with the parking is they are providing an elevator in front of the building that is designed to be compliant with the American Disabilities Act. I did speak with the building inspector, and that is permitted. The two designated ADA parking spaces, however, are not located next to the building. They're located on the south side of McDermott Avenue. So a person would have to navigate around the sidewalk, across McDermott, and then travel down the access way to get to the two ADA parking spaces. I think it'd be beneficial if they flip those spaces and have the two ADA parking spaces immediately in front of the building, so they don't have to cross traffic.
Yeah, we're fine with that.
That's it for my presentation. The next step is, again, in your packet is a resolution to classify the action as a type 1 action pursuant to SECRA and authorize staff to circulate the lead agency coordination with all other involved agencies. And that's where we are today. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Great. It seems like there's a little bit of work to be done, but I know, Vic, that you'll get it done.
Yeah, we don't disagree with anything in Jeff's report. There are issues there we knew we had to address, and we certainly will.
Yeah, and we
And
just.
as far as the next door neighbor, we want to be good neighbors, so we don't want to do something that's going to disrupt.
Yeah, well, Mr. Castaldi does good work. He's a
Yeah,
pillar
I mean,
in our community and,
this will be the same quality of
great.
project that you see in the Suffolk Theater, so it speaks for itself. And we have a track record here, and we want to do it the right way. The size of the the lot is small, but given the nature of DC1, it's not out of character with the downtown DC1.
And it does look like a residential building. It does have the wood
Yeah,
siding on
yeah.
it. Augie, is that going to be actually wood siding, or is it be
Actually,
hardy plank?
I proposed the hardy plank,
Right.
which is
Okay.
a fire-rated material.
Yeah, fire-rated material.
Augie, can you just describe the building a little bit in terms
Sure.
of its design and style, that sort of thing?
Sure. So the style is generally a colonial type of a style with the front of the building is going to have some staircases that take us up to the first floor. Also, the limited use elevator that Jeff talked about is right in front of the building, very accessible. The front porch here has a area for dining. Excuse me. On the inside of the building, there's a area for seating and a commercial kitchen on the first floor. The second floor, which has the same type of an outdoor dining area on the porch looking out over the river, and has an indoor accessible dining area there. And restrooms and mechanical equipment and everything is inside the attic space.
The
so
bar is on the second floor, too, right?
there's a bar on the second floor, there's a bar on the first floor as well. The bar is accessible from the outside porches, so it'll be nice in the summer and the springtime. What I was gonna say about the mechanical equipment is it's all contained inside the attic space, out of view. And there is some mechanical equipment on the back of the building for air conditioning that can't go in the attic. And all of the materials are going to be chosen for longevity and beauty. We have PVC railings on the front of the building, and we'd like to do a Intex type railing system, very durable, very sturdy, nothing, this is really good stuff, so,
Augie, you mentioned about the HVA system. That is located on the northern part of the building, correct, away from the residential?
that's right, and it's above, this building is in a flood zone, it's in an AE7 flood zone, so
We're building up.
we're building up, the first floor elevation is at elevation 9.
And the building height is only 34 feet.
33 feet 10 inches. And the mechanical equipment on the back of the building will sit on top of an outdoor shed so that it's well above any flood waters that we could possibly have here. Windows are going to be Anderson 400 series, very nice windows, white windows. The siding, I haven't really talked it through with Mr. Castaldi yet, but I'm trying to get him to agree to make this, the Hardy Plank has a color called sailcloth, which is a very nice light yellow color. And I have samples of Hardy Plank here, if anybody wants to see it, but it's generally going to be,
Is that the color?
not exactly. I use sailcloth so much that I gave away my sailcloth samples, but these are very similar.
The texture.
Yeah, texture
So is
and
it more yellow than that?
it
or-
is, it's interesting, the sample, that is not sailcloth, but when you look at the sailcloth sample, it looks white, but when it's on the building and throughout the day, it changes colors from, in the morning when it's bright sun, it's more of a whitish yellow, and in the afternoon, it's more of a deeper yellow. So it's an interesting concept with this Hardy Plank materials. They-
Right, and this is all, of course, subject, we have to go to the Architectural Review Board, and they're gonna put their, 2 cents in on this, so this is what
Right.
we're gonna propose, and once we get through the process with the ARB, then it'll be, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty close to this, so,
Yeah.
knowing the ARB, they'll like this.
All of the trim material is typical AZAC that you see today on a lot of the buildings. I have gone, I looked at some of the 5-story apartment buildings. They're all made of Hardy Plank with AZAC trims on them. We're replicating a similar look with a beadboard type look throughout. And the roof on the building is an asphalt architectural grade roof, GAF Timberline in weathered wood, which is a nice color of that. I don't have a sample of it with me, but I will have one for the architectural
It
review.
provides a nice shadow relief to it.
Yeah, it looks like a cedar, looks like cedar, that's why they call it weathered wood, so.
Great.
That's it, thank you.
Thank you all.
So it's just a driveway away from the Turk House Grill.
Yeah.
The restaurant, Mr. Castaldi asked me to broadcast to you that it will be open year-round, so it's going to be a real benefit for the community. Other restaurants in that area close in the wintertime, and he'd like to have it open year-round.
Do we know what kind of restaurant it will be at this point?
I do, but I'm not at liberty to
Okay.
talk to, it's gonna be a very, I'll say this, the family that's looking at this restaurant, I've been working with them for over 10 years, and in other parts of Suffolk County, they're a family business that have been in business for 70 years, so they're not fly-by-nights. Actually, they had some input into the design of this building, because if the economics don't work for this site, we don't wanna have an empty building, we wanna have something that's gonna be a long-term here. But until the paperwork is signed between Mr. Castaldi and we're just,
Right.
I can't,
Understood.
but it's a family business that's been around for a long, long time. They have a good reputation.
So just visually, Jeff, you don't think it'll overpower the Turk House Grill?
No. I think they've done everything to make it look residential, small scale. It's
Yeah, to
only
fit into
34 foot
the
tall.
character of the house that's next door, and, because, really, I call it Rosie's Cake. Remember Rosie's Cake?
Oh,
She was
yeah.
in there, Mrs. Horton, she was in there.
Yes, the
and,
Hortons had it.
I was on the town board when we approved that restaurant in 1985. That's why I just rung a bell. I said, yeah, whatever happened to those guys? So this is also, for a while, this building was the Mr. Amper's office for a while.
Oh,
Yes, it was Long Island Pine Barrens for a while. He had his office in there for a while.
We'll put
It's a
we'll
great
put plaque on it.
project. It's a big improvement for the area. We do have some logistics to work out, but I think they're doable. And we'll work with the neighbors and the town. So I would ask that we get this resolution as soon as possible, start
Yes.
the clock.
great, thank you.
Okay?
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jeff, Mr. Muff, and Nick Kuzanowski.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank you.
great day. Devin, can you please call the resolutions for the day? How are you this morning? Right? Okay.
So, resolution number 1, water capital project number 60184, Riverview Lofts closure. Number 2, water district capital project number 81951, budget adoption. Number 3, ratifies the approval of a military leave of absence for a police officer. Number 4, approves special event Chapter 255 application for New York Marine Rescue Center 25th Annual 5K Run for the Ridley. Number 5, approves special event Chapter 255 application for Suffolk County Boy Scouts Council and the Andrew McMorris Foundation for Andrew's Top Gun 5K Run on March 26, 2022.
That's the one that's down at the Baiting Hollow Hill there, and the new structure was built for the boy that was killed.
Right.
Okay, so that's gonna be an annual 5K, I guess?
I'm not 100% certain of that,
Second time, though,
but
yeah.
that would be my
Yeah.
assumption.
Great.
Yep. Resolution number 6, authorizes shotgun hunting for deer on town property at Enterprise Park at Calverton, Suffolk County, tax map number 600-135-1-7.3 and others, and 751 Sound Avenue, Calverton, Suffolk County, tax map number 600-60-1-2, from January 2nd, 2022 to January 31st, 2022, sunrise to sunset. Number 7, authorizes the town supervisor to execute a professional service agreement with Larry Levi, DBA On-Site Productions regarding calendar year 2022. Number 8, resolution and consent approving the dedication of highways known as Cary Court, Laura Lane Drainage Area and Parcel, a residential subdivision known as Map of Country Trails.
What is this one?
We'll turn that one over to Bob.
Good morning. Town Attorney
Good
Bob
morning, Bob, how are
Kostovich.
you?
This is a subdivision that's off of Mill Road. It's located east of Mill Road, and then it runs towards Osborne Avenue and down to the intersection of Osborne and Mill. There are two roads within the intersection known as Laura Court and Cary Court and Laura Lane. If you are familiar with where Denise Civiletti and her husband live, it's just slightly north of that and on the same side of the road, east side of the road. When you turn into the street, there's a recharge basin on the right-hand side. We declared the developer in default last year. We had monies that we had retained. We awarded the bid to contractor this summer. The work was completed in October. It's been reviewed by our consultant, Vinnie Gordiello's office. He's found the work to be acceptable. We did have a deed that was held in escrow, and Geo has signed off on it. He has signed the order laying out the road.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
Thanks, Bob.
Take care, have a good day, Bob.
Resolution number 9, sets date and time of Town of Riverhead's 21st Annual Bonfire and Holiday Celebration.
Which is always fun. Jim Wooten will be there keeping the fire going.
Number 10, appoints a custodial worker 1 to the Building and Grounds Division of the Town Engineers Department. Number 11, awards bid wellhead treatment for removal of manganese plant number 5, contract E, electrical construction capital project number 11, Riverhead Water District. Number 12, awards bid wellhead treatment for removal of manganese plant number 5, contract W, well construction capital project number 11, Riverhead Water District. Number 13, awards bid wellhead treatment for removal of manganese plant number 5, contract P, plumbing construction capital project number 11, Riverhead Water District. And number 14, awards bid wellhead treatment for removal of manganese plant number 5, contract G, general construction capital project number 11, Riverhead Water District. Number 15, establishes time of regular meetings of the town board. Number 16, establishes time of regular meetings of the Community Development Agency. Number 17, authorizes the supervisor to execute a stipulation with Local 1000 AFSCME, AFL-CIO Riverhead Unit of the Suffolk Local Number 852. 18, authorizes the supervisor to execute an agreement with the Riverhead Industrial Development Agency. And number 19, reappoints a temporary office assistant to the tax receiver's office. And that's
I'm
it.
just looking, there was a reso put in by the anti-bias task force. Didn't know what happened to that one.
It was not in the system for Tuesday.
Okay, I thought the town attorney's office told me it was.
Okay,
I
good.
didn't see it there, but we can certainly
Okay.
check.
All right,
Maybe I
thank
missed
you.
it, but I didn't see it.
Great. Thank you, Devin. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to go into executive session to discuss the following options. We have two legal matters to discuss. Matters surrounding litigation titled American Breeders Association doing business as Sportsman's Kennel versus the town of Riverhead, and matters surrounding litigation entitled Lowen Canine Inc. et al. Versus the town of Riverhead, both by our town attorney, Bob Kosakevich, and one personnel matter surrounding change of status of two employees. And can I have a first and a second to go into executive session, please?
Motion?
Second.
Good. All in favor? All opposed? So moved, and everyone, please be safe. Thank you.